Hey boo! welcome to day 5 of the 7-day chakra alignment. Today we're going to be discussing the third chakra, the solar plexus, and processing trauma and breaking down trauma associated with this chakra in order to get back in alignment. So we will start off with a meditation or a visualization to get yourself into a safe and protected space to be able to address some journaling prompts that I'm going to bring up, which may bring up trauma for you or just negative experiences that you've faced in the past. So once we do that, then we'll go over affirmations, and I'll leave a link for a yoga video that aligns with this chakra as well. So today is Tuesday, October 25th, 2022. It is 10:44 p.m. and I want to say thank you. Because thank you for being so patient, and thank you for tuning in if you're here, because I was forced to take a break from doing this, and I have ran into that issue previously where I've started something and I've been forced to sit down. But I want to make it very clear, like, processing trauma is not easy. And I've been actively doing that with you all in these videos. So I'm very much still in my healing process. Even though I may not be at the beginning of my healing process or my journey, I am still deep within my healing. And it does take time. And just because I said it's a 7-day chakra alignment doesn't mean it's going to take 7 days and 7 days only. It's just each day we address a different chakra. It could take 7 days, but more than likely it may take longer than that. And that's okay, because healing doesn't occur overnight. It's not an immediate thing. It takes time. Just the same as it took time for these issues to fester in you, to where it has inhibited you in some way. I'm very excited about addressing this chakra because the solar plexus is all about your personal power. So, you know, like, let's take it to the top flow. CEO, CEO. Y'all gotta watch Babs, okay? So I just want to get straight into this visualization. I have a different visualization planned today. Right now, the frequency I have going is 888 hertz, and that is like the abundance frequency, honey. And so let's go ahead and get into this visualization. So bear with me. It's a little different, but I think you'll like it. So get somewhere that you're comfortable. Get you some nice tunes on, or just enjoy these ones. But you can be seated, standing, lying down, whatever makes you most comfortable. Get there, plant yourself there, and take a deep breath. So remember, we're breathing in through our nose, count of 4, holding it for a count of 5, releasing for a count of 6. It's been a while. I needed to blow that off. Take a deep inhale. Hold it. Release. Deep breath in. And blow this one out. For me, my neck's a little tight, so I'm trying to move that around and loosen it up a little bit. All right. So go ahead and close your eyes. You can keep that 4, 5, 6 count on the breathing, or you can just do in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just go ahead and settle into your position and relax. Now, I want you to picture yourself grabbing your keys and walking out the door. Don't worry about grabbing a jacket or anything. Really, you don't need anything. Just walk out the door. When you go outside, the weather is perfect. But when you go outside and you step outside of your threshold, there's a black car waiting on you. And I'm not just talking about any black car. I'm talking about the black car. You know, the presidential SUV, tinted out, black on black, can't see inside or outside. And there is someone waiting with the door open for you. Go ahead, step in, and get comfortable. And let yourself melt into those nice plush leather seats. Don't worry about where you're going. It's already been handled. So, as this car begins to pull off from your residence and out of your neighborhood, I want you to think about how far you've come along in this year alone. Think about the things you've overcome. Think about your growth. No matter how small. You got that job you wanted. You passed your exams. Some of you all were finally able to graduate and walk across the stage, even though you got your degree years ago, you know, because of COVID. Congratulations. That's amazing. Some of you had new additions to your family. Some of you walked away from a lot of relationships that no longer served you. And that took a great deal of courage. Some of you may have just been figuring out exactly who you are and spending time alone and enjoying that, or getting to know yourself better. And that's a big deal. It takes a lot of bravery and courage, and you should be very proud of yourself. I don't want you to think about all the things that it took you to get to those points, because as you're riding and looking out these tinted windows, you notice things keep passing. So everything you did was already gone. Think about where you arrived after all those things you did. Take a deep breath. You accomplished a lot. And you should be proud of that. You should be proud of you. So now the car has just stopped at an alarmingly large skyrise. It's intimidating. I'm talking about this building is black. You can't see in the windows. It looks like an upscale fortress, okay? I don't know if like You may think like, am I coming to meet a villain? Am I about to be interrogated by the FBI? What is this place? Don't worry about it. Just relax. Trust me. So, your driver opens your door, tells you to have a powerful day. You walk up to the building. The doors are opened for you. And at this building, when you walk in, there's an elevator. Your concierge presses the button. Boom, the doors pop open for you. You step into this elevator, and it's not just a normal elevator. The entire elevator is all mirrors. And when you pay close attention, there's that scent you like. So although you're surrounded by you, because that's all you can see, you're in a room of mirrors now in this elevator, you can smell hints of vanilla. At least I can. That's my favorite scent. To be particular, it's the vanilla cashmere, but whatever. But vanilla. It's warm. It's inviting. I would describe it as a warm hug. That's what that aroma reminds me of. For some of you, you might like the smell of citrus, or jasmine, or lavender, or chamomile, or rose, or mahogany teakwood, honey. Whatever your scent is, it calms you. When the elevator closes, and the doors close, obviously you're facing yourself. You're in a teleportation of mirrors at this point. On the keypad, you see that there's a penthouse button, so go ahead and press penthouse. And it's gonna ask you for a code. On the keypad, you enter your personal code. Nobody else can get there. This place is just for you. So let me go ahead and enter mine in. And the penthouse is at the top of the top. And I don't know if you looked when you was walking into this building, but it was pretty in the clouds. So, enjoy the ride up. So in this elevator, we're now going up. We're going not just up, we're going to the top, the tippy top. We're not going to the upper room, so relax. But as you're in this elevator, take a moment to look at yourself in your eyes. I'm so happy with what I see. What do you see when you look at yourself? In this elevator, you're only focused on you and your elevation. So whatever comes to mind that makes you happy, whether it be birds. I love birds and how they sound. It's like free music outside. Or the aroma and you're just relaxing. Maybe you like the way your skin glows in your reflection. Focus on you and enjoying this moment of raising your vibration. And this ain't no super fast ride, so it's not like your stomach dropping, you're nervous. You may be a little nervous, but that's okay. Whatever comes up in this elevator, press that black button over there, and it will be escorted off on the next floor. So that X that keep popping up in your head, oh, hit that button, honey. Hit the button. And when the doors open up, there's a security guard there to escort them on their way. No one has access here but you. Let them off, and then go back to your calm, happy place in this beautiful elevator with this amazing scent where I just get to look at me and bask in the ambiance of me. If things continue to arise while you're here, press the button, let it off. So nice how you can just, at the click of a button, it's gone. Just like that. Now, we're coming towards the top floor. I know you may be nervous. That's okay. Just breathe through it. Let's do it. Inhale for the count of 4. Hold for the count of 5. Exhale for the count of 6. Ding! This is your floor. When the elevator doors open, you see a white room. You are greeted by artificial intelligence. Powerful day, Fancy. Powerful day indeed. You got tea waiting on you, your beverage of choice, whatever helps you relax. I want some ginger tea. Thank you. In this room, you find another level of peace. After you are greeted by the staff here, the white doors in front of you separate to the sides, and you walk in to your office. And I don't mean just any office. Honey, you are the CEO. CEO. This is a beautiful plush office. There's open windows all around the building. For me, I can see the water. The sun looks so beautiful outside. I really love my plush pink carpet. This baby pink carpet is hitting. This is doing it. This is me. What color is your carpet? As you walk in, you see your desk. Now, my desk is a large white marble desk. It has gold flakes in the inside of it. It's so beautiful. Y'all know I look. Come on, you know I look. Anyway, you see your big, beautiful desk. You have your name plaque there. It says CEO and your name, honey. How does that feel? Say, I run this I run this. I have a beautiful plush white leather chair with gold spokes on the sides. This is so nice. So let me sit down and get comfortable in my chair. And as you look in your office, look around, it's comfortable. It has all the amenities you need, whatever that may be. I got virtual golf over there in the corner. I got a tiny kitchen in the other corner. I have like a couch in the middle of this joint. It is nice. Do I live here? Or, I mean... So, my feet is kicked up on my desk. I don't know about y'all, but I am lounging in my nice plush leather chair. My ass is sitting real pretty over here, okay? So there's a button on the right of my desk. There should be a button on your desk too somewhere. Click that button. When you click that button, a projector comes down from the ceiling and boom, on the wall it says day 5. Day 5 of processing trauma. So welcome to the experience. Today we are working on chakra number 3, the solar plexus. And if you've been following along with this, I've been using this book called Chakra Healing. I don't know if I got this from Five Below or Amazon, but it was only a couple dollars. It's like $15.99, but I'm pretty sure I got this book for $8, I swear. But and it says a beginner's guide to self-healing techniques that balance the chakras. So this is the book that I've been using to couple along with my own methods to work through processing trauma and trying to get my chakras realigned. Forgive me, I need some more water. I really like hot water. I drink hot water all the time. It's actually called sexy water, and it helps my voice open up. I have a strong craving for cookies and devil's food with some vanilla buttercream frosting. Sound like a celebration to me. Okay, sorry. I don't know where that came from, but let me tell y'all, I feel really good today. I have, I don't know about anybody else, but 2211, maybe some of y'all, but I do struggle with, or I do have seasonal depression, and it's the end of the year, and it's very hard for me to deal with. And I've been dealing with it yearly for a very long time, and it just gets hard sometimes, and especially when you're dealing with things from your past that seem to have taken root and don't want to let go. So I'm feeling really good. Really, really good. And this was my first day doing my makeup in a month. I haven't done anything in a month for the most part. Like, I've really been taking it slow and just tending to myself. So, and that's what we're here to do, tend to you. Or tend to me, tend to you, tend to us, okay? So, welcome to the solar plexus chakra. So, this chakra, its Sanskrit name is Manipura. It's also called the third chakra or the power chakra. And it's located 2 inches above the navel. So I really want to say them guts, but you know, the guts. The color is yellow, and I went with gold because to me it's just like the best yellow around. I know it's not yellow, but still. The element is associated with is fire. Affirmations surrounding this are I can, okay? Because I can do anything, okay? I don't know why I'm hearing I can do anything through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but I can do anything. So that's for somebody. The glands it's associated with is the pancreas and the adrenals. Physical body parts it's associated with the abdomen, stomach, them guts, upper intestines, the liver, gallbladder, spleen, and the middle spine. Them guts. Somebody trying to get us some guts. Okay, sorry. So, listen, when this chakra is out of balance, it presents as the following. So it can present as the following in your body: arthritis, which is kind of aligning with this time of year. I mean, it's been raining a lot. It was snow flurries a couple weeks ago, but now it's like 70 something. Y'all know how Michigan is. I fuck with her though. So arthritis, gastric or duodenal ulcers, colon or intestinal problems, pancreatitis, diabetes, chronic or acute indigestion. Well, I'm hearing the Pepto-Bismol commercial of systemic diarrhea. Oh my God. Anorexia or bulimia, liver or adrenal dysfunction, fatigue, hepatitis, and even diabetes. And also the mental or emotional issues it can cause is issues with trust, fear, intimidation, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-respect, care of self and others, responsibility for making decisions, sensitivity to criticism, and personal honor. So when it's out of harmony, we feel inadequate. It says we don't respect ourselves and may even manifest self-hatred. We may give away our power to others, leaving us with no sense of self. And things that could cause blockages in this area are, aka the things we'll be addressing in this area, they are stuffed or repressed anger, issues of control, especially in areas related to power. But when it is in harmony, we feel whole. We are centered in who we are. We know our self-worth. We cultivate our personal power in healthy ways and are in touch with our inner warrior. Hoo-ah. I don't know why I'm hearing that. I'm not a Marine, so no disrespect, but y'all get it. And there's a balance between spiritual and material worlds. We develop tolerance and acceptance of ourselves and others and feel inner peace and calm. So, essential oils associated with this. Oh, this is so funny because I mentioned 3 of these on that elevator ride. What was your scent in the elevator ride? Because the essential oils associated with this chakra are lemon, lavender, rosewood. Didn't I say rose? And then Roman chamomile. I said chamomile. And also rosemary. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. So, sorry y'all, I lost my train of thought for a second. So we're gonna get right into it. If you didn't notice, this chakra is very important. It's like it's like the engine. It's the thing that drives you. Your personal power is everything. This affects how you progress in life. So let's just jump straight into what is power. So journal prompt number 1. What is power? Or what does power mean to me? So to me, power is an immovable force. It's power is how you make change. It is what is used to make change. More than anything, I see it as utilizing peace to maintain strength. And the reason I say that is because when you think of power, or even like you think of something strong, right? But in order to like gain strength or maintain strength, it takes a lot of work and it's a lot of give and take. So think about like when you're working out and you pulling down on something. It's pull and push in order to build. So like there has to be some type of balance in that. And I think that to more than anything, to willpower or anybody that has an immense amount of power needs to have some sort of regulator. Otherwise, it can get out of control. And I think that is peace. So one of my favorite affirmations that I came up with this past year was, I am strengthened through the peace in my emotions. Because peace is a great amplifier. So power isn't always about force. Because power can be felt without doing a damn thing. But I think it's about maintaining position, so to speak. So I think that peace allows you a moment to balance the power and know how to wield it. So question number 2. We actually got quite a few questions today. This may be a lengthy one, but bear with me, stay with me. In what ways do I attach or associate power to other things, people, places? So, for example, I know that for some time I felt powerless, so I associated power with like entities, government entities or organizations. Like I associated power with numbers. You know how they say strength in numbers? So sometimes I felt like it was something above or beyond me or outside of me. So some people associate power with status, organizations, like I said, when you think about like the police force or anything, or our judicial system. And then things, like some people associate power with items, such as weapons. At this point, I know for sure in the way that I described, but I have it's like a growing definition, or my thought process of what power is changing a lot, because I no longer think it's something that's outside of my control. That was the main thing that was the main way that I used to associate power, as out of my control, or something that I wasn't able to master, or I felt like I wasn't able to sustain it or obtain it. And I think so. Next question: what experiences in my life made me feel powerless? Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have quite a bit. I have quite the list. So I know I don't want to hit on them all, but I'm gonna just the sub questions for this too is: did I feel powerless in more than one area? And could I have relied on another source of power to push me through this scenario? So let's see. Did I write an answer to this? So most recently, I mean, I've been talking about this often, but I felt like being hospitalized or being forcibly committed was something that made me feel powerless. Because at every turn, I was like being stripped. I literally, on top of being physically stripped of all of my clothing, like I was literally treated like I was a suspect in a crime. Like I was interrogated about my travels months prior, and I felt like I was very much being tried and judged for that in a moment where I was supposed to be considered unable to make my own decisions. So I felt very powerless because at every turn, I was told that what I thought was wrong, what I did was wrong, my plans were wrong for the future. And even when I tried to level with them and have acknowledgement about issues that I have, like with me saying like, I know I have depression, so I know that I have like I've had struggled with my mood, but it was just about sadness. You know, like trying not to be sad, and here I had people pointing the finger at me and just putting me down and down. And mind you, I had none of my clothes. I was being humiliated. So I very much felt powerless. I felt like I couldn't fight back in any way. I wasn't allowed to leave. I wasn't even allowed to sign an AMA. I was dismissed very much. And eventually, so did I feel powerless in more than one area? Yes. I felt mentally powerless. I felt like nothing that I could come up with could help. I felt physically powerless because when I did try to stand up for myself, and I never touched anybody, I never got aggressive, but I was surrounded by, it seemed like all the fucking security guards in the hospital, and I don't know. So I felt powerless, like I wasn't able to move. My movement was restricted. I was under surveillance. I felt emotionally powerless because I wasn't allowed to display my actual emotions. When I cried, whenever I displayed any emotion, I was threatened with an injection or a sedative. I was threatened to be sedated or have my visitors removed, even though like I was crying in relief and needing a hug, you know. And I felt spiritually powerless because I was being called crazy in a religious hospital. Where was Jesus? Where was he then when you said, when y'all was being inhumane, motherfucker? But anyway, could I have relied on another source of power to push through this scenario? Initially, I have no idea. I didn't feel like I could. But then I did end up relying on my spirituality. I did, I put on a face. I did what Black people are required to do, what most Black women do on a regular. I had to grin and bear it. It's the most fucked up statement ever, because I can only imagine how many women had to grin and bear some dick that they did not want to deal with, okay? But that's neither here nor there. That was what I did. I relied on my charm, my personal power, or that was one of my personal powers that I knew to rely on. My kindness, my love, the fact that I'm an empath and like I can relate to anyone. So if people take a second, they will hear me. So I I relied on writing, praying. I usually do prayer via writing. And I don't know. I on the lows, like I probably was making myself crazy trying to tell myself that this wasn't happening, even though it was actually happening. But you know, so I'm starting to feel like this is the most important. All these chakras are so important, and I just don't know how to stress that, because I'm just thinking about how having your power, like having your rights taken away, can diminish adrenaline. Like it can take away, it literally takes away the fight in you. So like if you have people trying to convince you that everything about you is wrong, then it's like chipping away at hope. It's chipping away at your belief system. It's chipping away at you believing in yourself. How do you find personal power in that? The entire scenario will always be fucked up to me. Because in the midst of me crying out for help, I was being told that I was called a maniac. I was told I had mania. I wasn't even told that. They wouldn't allow me to see anything, and they were just handing me large amounts, stacks and stacks of paperwork to sign and read, but I'm supposed to be fucking crazy. How fast can a maniac read? Anyway, it was like being brainwashed to put my power in something else and in other people, in complete and total fucking strangers. And it's just like, so that can definitely cause issues with trust, fear. I was intimidated at every turn. Again, like I wasn't even allowed to feel or trust, or like, you are allowed to have emotions. The biggest thing about mental health care that is crazy to me is that there is no physical test. There's no test. There is no test. How do you they test you with questions? What? Show me something. Like they will give you medication that will give that can and will cause physical alterations or effects, but there's no test to prove that these medications are needed, and they base it solely on emotion. And while simultaneously like dismissing the emotions. Make it make sense. Give me my fucking PhD. Anyway, so yes, all these things it cause issue. I mean, I talked about that last time, like how when they finally took me to the psych ward and made me strip of all my clothes in front of these people and get naked and give them my waist beads, which were directly tied to my spirituality. And they were trying to tell me that my stretch marks on my stomach were stab wounds. And it's like, I'm in a psych ward arguing with a bitch about what the fuck is on my body that I've had for this 35 fucking years. Like, are you sure that's not a scar? Are you, bitch? I'm so like, what kind of shit is that? It's like, brainwashing. Like, if I allowed this to break me, these people really was about to have me like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs around this motherfucker. Cocoa Krispies in this bitch. Like, what? No. So yes, that like affected my self-confidence, because not only am I naked in front of bitches that I would never fuck or don't want to know, don't want to be involved with. I'm being forced into a space to make it seem like I'm supposed to be comfortable, and I'm naked in front of strangers that are telling me what's happening with my body, even though these bitches don't know me from anywhere. Like, yes, that had an effect on my self-confidence. And yes, that had an effect on my self-respect, because where was the respect? And like, why are you arguing with me when I'm butt-ass naked, bitch? So yes, that made me sensitive to criticism, that entire scenario. And I felt like I had no honor. Even when, like, so I've always had issues with hospital gowns. Like, shit, I'm a big woman and I'm hella curvy. And no matter how you tie these fucking things, they never cover everything. So I tied, what I did, I got creative and tied I would get 3 gowns, and I would tie one around me, where it was like, I made it into a dress that was more appropriate to cover my body. That way my backside was covered. My back was physically, I didn't care about my back being out, but my ass was covered, and it was nothing blowing so you could see my booty when I walked around, and my boobs were fully covered. It wasn't falling out of nothing, or the look, because those little snaps don't hold shit, okay? Ain't no stretching those, like, and I, because it was so fucking filthy in the room that they put me in, and it was dust everywhere, and I have a lot of allergies, and like I got asthma, I got a lot of physical stuff, like I have a lot of health, I have a lot of issues with my health. So I tied one of the gowns around my head. I wrapped it up in an African-esque manner, and like the fact that I did not like how I was belittled about the way that I presented myself, because I was doing what I thought was best for me to be able to be covered in a more respectful manner. So it was a lot of things, like it was hard to maintain the honor I have for myself, because as you can see how I put myself together, I honor myself on a daily fucking basis. Like, I go above and beyond with how I present myself, because I love doing it. Like, I love pampering myself and presenting myself in a way that commands respect or commands whatever. Like, I dress how I feel in a way that uplifts me, that makes me feel honored. Sorry, y'all. This is really hard to deal with. Like, this shit still bothers me. And this happened last year, the end of last year. So, like, I had a lot of humiliating and demeaning things happen to me, like dealing with our healthcare system, dealing with this judicial system, dealing with people who just think like that they have the power to do whatever the fuck they want, right? And this is really hard for me to work through, and I work really hard. I really hard to maintain my confidence, because when it comes, like, I have been broken in every way possible. People have tried to break me in every way possible. And as a woman, a lot of times people try to break you physically. And I have a lot of trauma surrounding that. So this is important to me. And it's important for me to share this because I know I'm not the only person who's experienced stuff like this. And it's not okay to do shit like this to people. And the easiest way to permanently break somebody is to break them mentally. And your mind is how you connect with your personal power. Even though it's in your gut and it's supposed to be something you can feel. What if your gut feeling turns into pain and you don't feel power no more? You just feel pain. You wouldn't want to use your power, right? And even the psychiatrist they had me working with, like, this nigga think he's so slick. He was trying to, like, brainwash me, and he was trying to, I'm frustrated, I can't think of the word. He was trying to get me accustomed to negative feedback response. Like, all he did was sigh every time I talked. Imagine you trying to talk and somebody literally doing that at that rate. Like, bitch, I'm not gonna stop talking. It was literally like fighting every day, and then like having to deal with the medication they putting you on and upping your dose rapidly and acting like it don't have no physical effects. But there's no test that can show what happens, okay? Like, I just don't, there's nothing, I don't care. Unless you can show me something that can show physical proof of why I need to be on a medication for my mind, honey, you'll never get me, never. Unless my emotions can be like, if you ain't read my emotions on the Richter scale, then no, y'all not putting no more meds in me. I don't give a fuck. That stuff has long-lasting effects. It makes you suicidal. It's like, the first thing it does before it works, in my experience, it's always made me suicidal. It never made whatever type of medication that was. And you don't understand how hard it is to try to convince yourself that you need to stay here on this earth. Like, that's not nothing nobody should ever be struggling with on a daily basis, especially not with these doctors playing around with medications. Like, damn, bitch, if I want to be a crackhead, what the fuck? Like, this is not it. All right. I need to pause for a second so I can get back on track. I need some more hot water. Just give me just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to cry, like, for real. I fell apart. And that's okay. This is a big part of this. Cry as much as you need to cry. As long as you get back up again. As long as you can find another reason to smile. Because you have a beautiful smile. So, I've experienced a lot of things that made me feel powerless. When I wasn't aware about what my rights were, how those things worked, I lost a lot of potential jobs due to having a juvenile adjudication from a high school fight. It stopped me it prevented me from going to nursing school, to an accredited nursing school. It prevented me from a lot. I couldn't even get into the CNA program, even though I explained what it was. I explained how it worked, and it wasn't even supposed to show on my record. So from the moment I got out of high school until like in my late 20s, it was really hard to get a good job, and it was hard to get a job in healthcare, which was my passion at the time. I wanted to be a nurse since that was like when I was in kindergarten. That was the first thing I declared, that I was gonna be a nurse. But I no longer have that desire. I fought really hard for that for quite some time. So there was that made me feel like I had no power, because I felt like I had no control over my future. Like I had no way to actually obtain or meet the goals that I set for myself. Like, how was I going to accomplish this dream? Like, I can't. And it was just like, I didn't have the money to get an attorney. And, it was just unfortunate. So I did let that, I fought for as long as I could with that, and I had to let that dream die. But that was just not the path for me. But it took me years of trying to fight, So I felt powerless over my life for various reasons for quite some time, because I didn't know how to, gain control over this or these situations. And after being turned down so many times, you just kind of take whatever you can get, as a job. So what else? I've even lost a job because a white woman said, she lied and said I threatened her. I still will never understand that to this day. And on the lows, I'm still mad I ain't beat her ass when I seen her years, later. But that was the reason I was told that I threatened somebody. Like, I don't even make threats. I knock bitches' heads off their shoulder. I don't talk about that type of shit. But it was me. It was literally like, they didn't even talk to me about it. There was no meeting to see where it happened. I was fired, and that was that. And that's not the first time it's been like my word against a white woman's word. Like, so, in a lot of ways, I just felt powerless overall, because it's just like, damn, like, how the fuck I keep losing to shit that people won't even hear me out about, and these are the main people I got to deal with. So I know that personally, I felt like I've dealt with a lot of racial bias and a lot of racism in where I'm from, and just everywhere. It's hard to be seen, heard, and treated properly. Like, I had my life on the line for a lot of shit. Like, it's hard trying to be heard, understood, respected, and cared for properly as a Black woman in society. That has been my experience. This is not just some shit that I just say, like, because, I didn't like a white woman was mean or some shit. Like, no, these motherfuckers be about to have me dead out here, and I have I have trust issues because of that. So I told y'all I'm a larger woman. When I was out of state, I was in Tennessee. I went to first of all, I didn't even know a varicose vein could just explode. Y'all, I was literally sitting on a couch, and I think I bumped up, literally brushed up against my leg, and the vein that burst in my leg was actually an artery. So I was bleeding out extremely fast. And I was freaking out, like, because I couldn't get the bleeding to stop long enough to get in the car and go. I'm like, it's gonna look like a fucking murder scene. my friend gonna get back and think I killed somebody in this bitch. Like, so I finally make it to the hospital. Do y'all know that they glued my leg? They wouldn't stitch it. So when I left, I was like, I was door dashing while I was out. You know, that was how I was working at the time. And in the middle of me door dashing, the fucking glue came off and I'm bleeding in the middle of the store. And at the time, I'm freaked out because I have herpes. So I had major concerns about like my blood being a contaminant, and I was afraid to ask for help. I'm just surrounded by a bunch of people that don't look like me, that don't know me, and I had to rely, I'm at the mercy of other people. And I just didn't understand. I didn't know that this vein was an artery until after I went back to the hospital the second or third time. And it wasn't a lot of hospitals in this area where I was at, so I just had to go where I was at. And one thing I can say, they were very, very kind. Like, their bedside manner was amazing. But their life-saving manner, like, I literally could have died. Like, I was getting lightheaded in the store. I was very afraid. Like, I know you fucking lying, bitch. I'm not going out for no fucking DoorDash. I mean Instacart. I'm like, I'm not. This ain't how I'm going out. Hell no. What the fuck? Like, thick thighs save lives. You mean to tell me, bitch, my thick thighs about to take me out? You crazy. So, and it was just like, the doctor, I think he was afraid. I don't know why he didn't do it at first. And then my concerns was like, okay, but like if they stitch, I'm like, so for me, my thought process was, if they gotta stitch this vein, then I need to have surgery, because they need to take the vein out and like put it back together like this, right? Like make sure the stitches go over the rupture, but they just stitched through my leg. So my concern was like, okay, so this shit just gonna bubble up in another area. Like, why it look like I was throwing up gang signs? I don't know none of that shit, y'all. But so I had concerns for like later issues, and it's like it's still not permanently healed. This is even something that I brought up when I was in the psych ward, because I'm like, it started looking like how it did before it ruptured last time. These motherfuckers are not trying to help me. These motherfuckers ain't stopping me. Look at me now, bitch. Who crazy? You motherfucker. But anyway. So like a lot of things in life have made me feel completely powerless. Because in a lot of ways I felt like my life wasn't even in my own hands. So that contributed to me like having a I don't give a fuck type demeanor. Like, whatever I do it passionately, I do it lavishly, I do it full throttle, because I've had so many near-death experiences. Like, I haven't been afraid to die in a long time. Like, I just was mad about, like, I know this not how it's gonna happen. Like, not like this. Not like this. A vein just busting? Like, are you fucking serious, man? What? But, like, I mean, I guess I would have at least fell asleep, so I guess it could have been peaceful. But damn, y'all got me in the middle of the grocery store? That's fucked up. So, it's the reason why I've lived my life, like, I wouldn't say recklessly. It's just like without fear to a certain extent. Like, I was so afraid, I was just like, fuck it, whatever happens in this life. Like, so whatever. But that didn't make me like it didn't push me to work harder for certain things. It just was like I just was okay with certain adventures, because I'm like, shit, if I was gonna be gone, I would have been gone a long time ago. They keep trying to get me. But so I guess that caused me to rely on the unknown, or to find power or strength in the unknown to a certain way. because I wasn't cheating death. I'm just not meant to die. Anyway, next question. How have I given away my power? And this is a hard question. In what ways have I given away my power? Because this is the part where you have to take a moment to acknowledge the ways that you aided in harming yourself in some way, or causing, aiding misfortune in your life. And it's not easy to own or acknowledge how you may have slighted yourself, and how something that may have seemed small, such as not speaking up or using your voice, can have long-lasting effects that, or it caused you to be in a situation that was more detrimental than you thought. And it can cause you to have a lot of guilt. But that's just the first part of it. Don't hold back. Don't hold back from owning your truth, your entire truth. It may hurt, but if it was meant to break you, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be working on you. So, how have I given away my personal power? There's been plenty. Here we go. There's been plenty of scenarios where I either diminish my personal power, or I pretended I didn't have any, or I was so broken I felt like I didn't have anything, so it wasn't a thought to speak up, right? So for me, the ways that I have given away my power would be any scenario where I did not have the courage to speak up on issues that were not right, whether it was for me or anyone else. I think that's a very simple but very powerful. It's a very amplifying thing. Silence is so loud. It says a lot without saying a damn thing. It's felt. And I talked about that before, but so for me, not looking into or researching my spiritual encounters sooner is a way that I diminished or gave away my personal power, because I didn't know, I just thought of them as stories, as memories. I didn't think of them as I never seen them as spiritual until later on, and that's okay. But if I had really taken some time to think, then I would have been, who knows how much further along I would be in my journey. But that's neither here nor there. I'm happy to be here today. So by not studying or practicing my skills daily is a way I've diminished or given away my power. Because I'm going to tell you right now, with spiritual gifts, if you don't take control or take a hold of that, something or someone else will. And it's almost like being a slave in your own body, because you are allowing other people to wield you as a tool by manipulating the power that you have. So if you think you have a spiritual gift, I suggest you get with a mentor you trust, but honestly, you need to study and work on it yourself. You need to get sure of some things yourself prior to trying to get with anyone else to help you. You got to be sure about it yourself. Another way I have given away or diminished my personal power is by not trusting myself. I was in a car accident. I talked about that before. The car accident I was in changed my life. And it made me very dependent on people after that. So like outside opinions to me were more fact than fiction. They weren't opinions. I took other people's word as bond. Even when it came to the description of me, like when it came down to everything concerning me, I took other people's word as gold. I trusted them more than I trusted myself. And that is the biggest way that I ever caused harm to myself, by not believing in myself, right? And another big way, or as a woman, 111, 21, as a woman, I gave away my power so many times because I allowed myself to be objectified by others, especially males, based on like the limited beliefs of what my gender role is supposed to endure as a Black woman. So you can't do this, you can't do that, you ain't supposed to do this, you ain't supposed to do that. Like, that had a very crippling hold on me for a long time. And so some things, like, and the reason why, like, I even brought up men or whatever is because, like, in growing up, like, I didn't have any male protectors, like, male figures in my life. Like, I had my uncles, like, my uncle Ivan, nah, he hit me, okay? Like, that was my nigga. Like, but, like, he wasn't in my house every day, like, and I would go visit with him and stuff. And then, he died when I was a teen, so that didn't carry on, like, I felt like in my most vital years, like, plus he ended up becoming a father and everything changed. So, like, I didn't have as close of a bond with him as I did when I was younger, but I didn't feel like I had a protector. I was raised in a single parent home, and I was the oldest. So, am I my brother's keeper? Hell yeah, I was, like, that's how it was. And I was responsible for me and him. And so I often gave away, in adult life or later in life, I often gave away my power to men by, like, seeking men out. Whenever I had something going on, like, I always wanted a man, like, to be able to, I needed a strong man. I would always seek out or go to the men that I knew or respected or thought knew, like, the men that I interpreted to be strong males. I will always go to them when something was majorly wrong, hoping that they knew me enough. Like, I thought they knew me enough to know when I was hurting. And these are people that, like, I had the most respect for. So, like, I'm like, how are they not, like, making me feel safe as a woman, as a Black woman, which has always been important to me. Like, being a Black woman, being a Black person is very important to me. It's a big part of my identity. Like, our ancestors were slaves. So it's like, always like this lingering thing, like we just not supposed to be able to use our power, or we just supposed to succumb to so much. And I at least thought that black men will hold me down, like, or want to uplift me, you know, like, and I'm not saying I didn't, like, because I was so broken that I had so much happen that I often didn't see when I had help right in front of me and I didn't know how to receive it. Or sometimes I would even sabotage it. But like, I wanted a dad, you know? I wanted to be able to be one of them bitches like, I'm telling my daddy gonna fuck you up, you know? Like, I wanted that so bad. Like, and so of course that turned into, I wanted that for my man, you know? Like, it's just like, I deserved a protector. I still do. I can be that for so many people. I deserve that too. So there's that. In what ways, next question, in what ways do my fear of losing power hold me back today? So this one is fucked up because that means this takes you admitting that you still got fear surrounding power, but it's the only way to truly unlock all your power. So, to this day, it makes me feel like I can't ask for help, so it prevents me from using my voice. Because I've often had negative feedback responses, you know, like for me using my voice. So after a while, just like I said, how that doctor, he kept trying to get me trained on that negative feedback loop. Like, because it was a burden that I was speaking. It was a problem that he was there doing his fucking job. It makes you not want to say anything. Because what good does it do, right? That's how you think. What difference does it make? But do you ever think about how, like, I've never thought about losing my voice permanently. That happened to Ariel. And she even got it back. But, like, I don't think that's anything we think about. We hear about people heart stopping. We hear about people brain stopping. You know what I mean? People lungs stopping. I ain't never heard about nobody voice running out. And I know some motor mouth ass motherfuckers like, lie down. But it's something that's never gonna go away. So instead of being afraid of using it, why not learn how to use it more effectively or in a more effective manner? And that's the real challenge. Like, that's the hardest thing, because people will often like get emotional and bait you off your emotions, something that you need to speak about that is based in emotions, and then expect you to be logical. And it's a little hard to do that when you really need to communicate something's hurting you. How are you supposed to strategically communicate that somebody hurt you? But sometimes you do have to do that, and you have to take a step back. That's the first thing you have to do. Take a step back. In what ways does fear of losing power hold me back today? It causes me to be less interactive. And I'm a very like sociable person. Like, I'm really like what they call it, an ambivert. Like, cause I'll be having all right, I done had enough, and then I gotta go shut it down for a minute. But it's caused me to be less interactive with people because I don't like to argue. I don't want nobody. I don't really like to argue, and I don't. I've had enough of people diminishing my experiences. So it's really caused me to take a step back from a lot, because you do gotta like develop some tougher skin, but it takes time to do that. It has prevented me from healing by remaining in a mental prison. Yeah. Even though they let me out of the psych ward, I was definitely locked in my head for a long time. And like I said, it's something that I have to remind myself of daily, that I am safe, I am present, I am okay. I'm safe in my home, because I was removed from my home because I wanted some water, some clean water. And it's taking time to let myself out of that mental prison, because it ain't nobody here holding me in it. But attacks on your personal power can leave you powerless for a long time. They have long-lasting effects. Where the fuck is the test for that? It has also, so in what ways do fear of losing power hold me back today? I wrote this like 2 months ago, and I'm like, it hurts to kind of read this a little. It causes me to second guess myself, because with me, like, again, like strategizing about how you're going to use your power, it's caused me to, like, if I can't calculate my moves enough to know like exactly how stuff can play out, then it causes me not to move. And that's fear, because you like, even if you're a psychic, you don't know everything. You're not going to be able to see everything. So you still have to trust in the unknown. How people say trust the universe. That's the unknown. It's just out there. Out here today, okay? You have to be able to trust that. Find some trust in the fact that if you take a step, that you'll be led to your next step. You will. Because you have to focus on moving forward. You can't go back. You will only remain stuck. As babies, we are taught how to walk so we can keep moving forward. It has also caused me to lose faith or have doubt in moments of uncertainty. So again, I'm trusting the unknown. Like, being like put in a mental prison will cause you to lose faith, because where's God? Why would he let me go through this? Like, he could be there, right there with you. How would you know you can't see him? How would you know? How would they know? So like, it can cause you to lose your faith. And I think it's just like, it can make or break you in so many ways. And that's why it's important that people receive treatment and healthcare that do factor in mind, body, and soul. And it's more than that, because mind, body, and soul, right? Mind, body, and spirit. And it takes a lot of time to get your faith back. And I think it's so like, I don't know. it's like so detrimental because like it's one thing to lose faith in yourself, but then faith in your belief system or your God or, you know, like whoever you put your faith in, like where your hope stems from. This is why it's important to believe in yourself first. And I'm not saying don't believe in God or anything like that. And I understand people be like, well, God say you can't put your faith in man. Listen, you have to have some type of faith in yourself. Because what do they say? Faith without works is dead. So if you can't put your faith in no man to do the work, you're the man, you're the human. You're the human that has to do the work that's going to align with the faith to make these things happen. So like at the end of the day, you still have to have belief in yourself and something else. So that's like how people talk about co-creating with the universe. Having faith in yourself to be able to do what you need to do that's going to align with what your God is supposed to be providing for you. You have to do your part. God waiting on you to do your part so he can do his part or whatever, right? So I didn't know what order to put these last few questions in, but I'm gonna just do it like this. What is or are my personal powers? Even if you don't feel like you have any right now, in the past, what were your strengths? I don't even give a fuck if you like, bitch, I color in the lines good as fuck. Okay, great. You're detail oriented. Go ahead, baby. That is a strength, okay? Like, whatever it may be. But, so, my personal powers that I've identified is the love, my love, the love I have, the love I give. It's truly unconditional. And I may have some total fucking deal breakers like, oh, never again. But my love is unconditional. It ain't no conditions. The only condition, and it ain't a condition, it's just, you not about to play with me. Another one of my strengths is my charm. This smile. This ambiance. In the professional world, what do we call charm? We call it great customer service. Customer service expert here at your side. So charm is one of mine. And I don't even want to say charm. It's just like, I'm genuinely like heartwarming. My other strength is shape-shifting. And to those of you who aren't into, all the other worldly things or into that side of life, adaptability. That's all shape-shifting is. How do you pivot? How do you blend in? I can blend in anywhere if I wanted to, or I'm gonna stand out everywhere. But I'm really good at adapting. I had no choice but to learn how to do it because, like I said, for a long time in my life, I felt like I wasn't in control of my life, like my life was out of my hands. And so I learned how to move a lot of different ways. You had to learn how to move how other people wanted you to move. Like, that was what it was. Another one of my personal powers is strength. And I don't even want to just say strength because it's like, bitch, you saying power is your power? It is. But I would say more so like endurance, pain tolerance. Like, that was a strength for a long time. Being able to endure pain, which makes you stronger. I mean, get them gains. You know what I'm saying? Like, or when you feel the burn when you working out, that shit hurt like a bitch. But then you end up with some motherfucking guns, you know what I'm saying? But strength, that was one of my personal powers, and resilience. So I remember somebody saying to me, like, they was like, you just bounce back from everything. Like, I don't even understand, like, how you be coming back. And I'm like, I don't know neither. But I'll be on autopilot. When I get in shock, I'll be on autopilot. Like, reboot. Like, I don't even know. I don't know. But I'm very resilient, and I'm so thankful for the person that taught me that word. It's so funny. Because it's true. I have been through the worst of the worst. I have lived in my car before, y'all. Like, I used to be an alcoholic, and I'm talking about a pissy drunk alcoholic. Like, embarrassing. Like, I've been through a lot. And I've often been kicked down, kicked while I'm at my lowest. But somehow I keep coming back better and stronger. Hell, even I had my whole face reconstructed. Like, I remember looking in the mirror and not knowing who I was, because I couldn't recognize me. I'm thankful to have my eye. Like, that slit in my eyebrow is real. That shit I ain't just drawing that shit. That shit real. But sorry to get off track. And so next, you've identified some of your personal powers. That's great. Even if you only have one, that's wonderful, because you can build off on it. The thing is, like, I keep using the working out reference, because physical power is like the first thing we always think of, right? You don't just work out one part of your body. Like, you work out different parts. You may start with cardio to build up your endurance to be able to push through more. And so having one personal power is great, because you're going to be able to build upon it. And really taking the time to fine tune that strength of yours. Like, I don't know if somebody driving by outside. I just keep seeing something in the window. But the more that you work on that one strength, it'll amplify to other parts of you, and it'll speak to other strengths that's lying dormant, or it'll wake up other things, because you won't be able to just rely on one strength forever. You'll burn out, right? So one is a good place to start. And if you can't think of any, I implore you to think of the moments. Think of some things you accomplished, and what helped you accomplish those goals. What traits help you accomplish those goals? And then go from there. And if you need to ask somebody or talk to somebody, ask me or talk to me. Like, I don't know how to find my strength. We can have some conversations, and you will come to it on your own. Because nobody can tell you what your strengths are. Only you really know that. They may be able to point out what they think is a strength, and you might actually find out something new about yourself, but really only you can tell you. So, the next thing, now that you've identified the strengths, your power, what insecurities do I have surrounding my personal power? And this is different from how have I diminished it, or how have I given away my personal power? What about my power makes me afraid? So for me, it was my voice. It was not just my voice, just the way I articulate, because I always felt unheard, because I believe I didn't articulate as well as others. So when I was like 14, I moved from Detroit to Ann Arbor. So from the city to the suburb. But like, and I was like a little hood bitch. So number one, when I went to the school, like what they were learning was already, it was way ahead of what I was learning. I didn't understand it. So I went from being like a straight A student to like, what the fuck is this? And then like everybody here talk proper. They exchange first and last names and shit. And I'm like, y'all the police? Like, what the fuck? So I felt dismissed a lot of times, like for being ghetto, even though it's something like I'm very proud of. Like, and ghetto ain't nothing but being loud and outspoken, maybe being perceived as a little obnoxious or being creative, and but they say you nigga rig everything, like, you know, like being diminished, like for the things that people love to do. Like, that's it. And then, so, like, I had a lot of insecurity about even using my voice at all, because I was just like I said, what's the point? I've always felt like I had to shapeshift to get my point across. Like, I was always had to change who I am to be able to, like, be heard. And that shit is sickening. Like, it gets tiring. It's like, I have to conform, I have to change into something else to be heard, and then I can't even be in the natural state I need to be in to get treated properly. So it's like, or I wouldn't even be able to reveal my full self to be able to actually receive the help that I needed. So it was very exhausting. And then also, I have insecurities surrounding, the other insecurity I listed was having a fear of punishment for being such a powerful force. So like, I know before I had talked about, I'm not sure if that's in this video series, but I felt like I had been punished for being strong, like beating somebody ass. Like, they hit me first. What the fuck? Like, I didn't kill nobody. What the hell? Like, why am I in trouble when somebody thought they could whip my ass and they got their ass whooped? I don't get it. Make it make sense. Or like just being strong as a woman. Like, people always find a way to kind of dim that light in you. So, and it begins to feel like you're being punished for being fucking amazing. So the last journal prompt I have is, how can I reclaim my power? Even if you gave it away and you think you can't give it back, you that broke, you need it back. Yes. You that broke, you need it back. Oh my god, I need to watch that video clip. I think that's Untitled Chapter. I don't even know what video that's for. I only know that fucking clip. Like, he stole my $5. You that broke, you gotta steal my money. Yes. You that broke, you need it back. This is funny as fuck. I'm sorry. Yes, I need all my power back, motherfucker. What the hell? I'm taking my shit. Anybody asking? How can I reclaim my power? So, for me, a big part of reclaiming my power, it was mourning who I no longer was. And okay, so the video stopped. I don't know what happened, but I got 32 minutes to get through this last portion. Then I gotta purge my device. So, okay, so a big part of me reclaiming my power was mourning who I no longer was. So, I don't know about you all, but for me, before I went through this period of feeling like I had no power, like I had something happen to me that changed my life and it made me somebody that I didn't know. Like I went through this accident. I had a very major car accident when I was 14, and I had to have my face reconstructed. Like my face was filleted. I didn't know who I was. I couldn't see who I was. I lost a great deal of my memory. And it was like I had a lot of good things going for me. It changed everything. And like people had to, my mom had to bathe me. Like a lot happened, and like I even went through a period where I couldn't hold my bladder. Like I was like it's just part of the trauma. Like, and so I felt like before this major incident that completely changed my life. Oh yeah, and my jaw was broke, so I couldn't, like, I was talking through a wire for a month. Don't mention Kanye to me. And but so I would talk through my teeth like this. I learned how to talk. Like I was determined to speak still and still speak clearly. It was really hard. It really hurt to talk, but I was still determined to do so, and I do so pretty well. So yeah, like I went through something that like very debilitating, and I had to learn how to be myself again. And I lost a lot of weight because I couldn't eat. And but basically, like, I wasn't the same, and it caused me to rely on people a lot, more than I did previously. And like I relied on people to tell me who I was, who I knew, memories, because I lost a great deal of my memory. I still struggle with that to this day. Like, and I hope it's one thing, something I can get over eventually, but I may never get over that. And I'm really just not coming to terms with that about my memory. It's hard. It's I would have pursued so much more in my life if I wasn't worried about remembering things. That's why I love 51st days. But it's not like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like it's not that bad, like where I'm not remembering nothing on the daily, but it's hard to explain. And so I had to mourn that version of me, that prototype number 1 of me, because I'll never be that person again. Like, it's so much of her that's just gone. I either can't remember, like my spirit was broken, and so a great deal of me reclaiming any power or gaining power was to let go of what I can't get back. And that hurts, because it's different than like somebody passing away. You get to see them laid to rest. How do you let go of you and you're still here? So I cried for the old me, like, and that the older version of me wasn't perfect. I just remember being so much happier, like even with all I had experienced up until that point. Like that was like half my life. So I didn't even develop I didn't even have depression until after I had that accident. I would be sad sometimes, like any kid, kids hate growing up. Shit, like, I hated being a kid, especially when I came here knowing that I was an adult. Like, what the fuck? But for a long time, I was just like trapped in this kid's body. And then I got trapped in my body all over again after my accident, because it was like I was a slave to my body because I didn't know who the fuck I was anymore. Like, and I didn't want to have to accept everything that came with this version of me. I don't want to have to accept that I have depression. But I don't know how to change it. It's so fucked up, like but it's something they can't see on a test, but it's something that I know that I didn't experience until after a major car accident. But that's just what I gotta deal with. So you find ways to cope. And I have to work really hard to keep myself in a good mood. And I hate that I had to, like, dealing with depression is fucked up, because it's like, damn, I gotta convince myself that I gotta be here. Then I still gotta deal with fighting the world every day. So, it's okay to cry for who you were. It's okay to cry. It's okay to not even want to accept that you're not gonna get shit back, but it ain't gonna come back. So it don't do you no good to keep crying over spilled milk, right? You have to find a way to find value in who you are now. This is why it's important to figure out what your strengths are. What are you good at? Like I said, even if it's just coloring, it don't make you happy. Like, what are the things that make you happy? Some of those things are your strengths too. My creativity is most definitely my biggest strength. Like, because I can do anything. I could make anything. Anything I think of, I could do. I swear to God. And I ain't never had to have done it. Ain't nobody got to teach me. If I could see it, I could do it. If I think it, I could create it. But, so, releasing like what happened. So a big thing like about, so I'm more in the old me and I'm trying to embrace who I am now. Like before, like I knew exactly who I was. So reclaiming my power took a lot of me getting to know who I am now, regardless if I didn't even like her or not. I'm stuck with her. But I really had to get to know myself again. So I had to date myself. I had to learn how to treat myself, how I like to be treated, what I like, what I don't like. I don't even like the same foods and shit that I used to eat back then. Like, I'm not the same. A lot changed, and then I had to like release ownership. I still like, I highlighted it because I'm like, my accident. Like, I didn't make a mistake. I didn't crash a car into my fucking self. Like, it's not my fault, so I can't say it's my accident. Like, I can't keep putting the blame on myself for something that happened to me. So release blame. A big part, and I'm a circle around on that releasing blame too. But so how can I reclaim my power? Loving my body, learning how to love my body again. Like, I became a mom and I got stretch marks. Like, I remember the first stretch mark I seen, I was crying. I was like 7 months. I'm like, how could you do? Like, I had made this up. I was like, bitch, we 2 months shy of popping this thing out. You mean to tell me? And my shit, once that little one notch came up in there, my shit split open like a watermelon. I was pissed. Like, it's over. And then, like, you know, like, going through body changes, like, bitch, I got a fupa. What the fuck is that? But I love that shit. Niggas love it too. It ain't stopped not one motherfucker from moving it up and doing what he gotta do. And I love that too. But anyway, learn how to love your body again. Learn how to look at yourself in your eyes. Learn how to treat yourself how you want somebody else to treat you. Do the things that you think you need other people to do to you, for you. Do it yourself. Yeah. Even fucking yourself. If it comes down to it, because baby, I take care of me. Okay. But anyway, affirmations. Another way of reclaiming your power is affirmations. And I have an entire journal dedicated to affirmations that I've done over the past, like, if I had taken this seriously, it would have been done years ago. I started this in 2018, but I'm like a couple pages shy of filling it up. But affirmations build trust between you and yourself. Like, affirmations help you build trust in yourself, and it's so important. Like, and then I suggest taking, look, this little journal was 80 cents at Walmart. Don't play with me. And it's cute. Okay, but I would recommend creating an affirmations journal because you can track your progress, like, over, like, the affirmations I was saying in the beginning is not, like, they were very, very repetitive in the beginning because it takes you a while to convince yourself these things, and you need to see it. I am beautiful. I am successful. I am abundant. I am open to learn. I am blessed. I am patient. I used to say I am safe. Like, that was one of the biggest things, and I have to still tell myself that every day, which is cool, but I am beautiful, I am blessed, I am safe, I am thankful. And then they've developed so much further than I thought. So affirmations really help you build trust. And I have a list of that I'm going to use at the end of this as well. Another way to reclaim your power is by using your voice. And practice makes perfect. So speak your mind. I used to hold back all the time. Like, so turns out I used to be a fake ass bitch, but not how you think. Like, the person I was most fake to was myself, because I would not speak up about what I wasn't cool with. I wouldn't speak up with a lot. I would let a lot of shit slide. And especially because I was like, I would calculate so much in my head. I'm like, is it even worth it? Because I had to learn how to be strategic about how I was going to use my voice, right? But because I was so used to just being like shut down. But that wasn't the right way. I was learning how to cope with things by not saying anything. And you shouldn't learn how to cope with being mistreated. Like, that's never okay. It will never be okay, no matter how much you try to deal with the shit. Like, all you doing is deteriorating yourself. Like, stop doing that. Killing yourself slowly and softly. It's not okay. But practice using your voice. Practice makes perfect. And I've come a long way with creating these videos. I do these things, really, I mainly do these for me because I needed this more than anything. I'm just happy to be able to, at a point that I can share these things. Another way by reclaiming your power is accountability. So the moment that you can admit to yourself and acknowledge where you went wrong, that's a wonderful place to be. It's a pivotal point because from there you know what to fix. I know what I did wrong. I know what to do now. Even if I don't know what to do, I know what not to do no more. You know, like, it's a great starting point. And then I said I would circle back around to, what did I say I was circling around to? Blame, releasing blame. You have to forgive yourself. I'm not saying that everything that happened to you was your fault. Shit, none of it may have been your fault. I don't know. Only you know. But if you contributed to it, it doesn't mean that you did it on purpose. A lot of shit is learned behavior. And like, it takes you being accountable and being able to admit and be honest with yourself to be able to move out of that space. So forgive yourself. And I'm gonna drop a link to shout out to my homegirl for sending me that video. It's called Pastor Mike FU. And he got like, it's like F University, so he do these things like, but one was forgive you. And she actually sent this to me on a day that I really needed it. And I was really struggling with this because I was holding on to a lot of guilt. And it's hard to release guilt, or it can be, but this video kind of helped. And it is religious based. This is Christian based content. So, you know, take it or leave it, that's on you. But the message is very powerful. So I'll link that as well. But you have to learn to forgive yourself. Even if you did shit intentionally, you gonna keep doing it. You gonna hold yourself back for a mistake you made, or for a choice that you made. It don't define you. So to end this, I got some affirmations for y'all. These solar plexus affirmations to help build you back up. And I'm also gonna link the yoga. I'm gonna skate. I gotta shake this shit off because I had a really good day today. And even though like I'm bringing up some stuff that's like making me cry, I don't want to end my night on a sad note. I'm gonna skate in my kitchen. Wine, girl. I'm gonna wine that shit. And then I'm going to get in the bath and watch me a show. Let me tell you, if you don't watch, this is the most underrated shit ever. Watching a movie while in the bathtub, or a series while you in the bathtub, I'm talking about turn all the lights off, put the look, some of y'all got TVs in the bathroom. Me, I'm just working with a laptop. But it don't change the experience. I put my speaker in there and the bitch be at the movies, okay? Listen, enjoying it. Because I'm having a great salt bath. I would recommend that too. Himalayan pink sea salt is a great way to reduce stress. I was recommended to only do it every 2 days. Like, at least wait 2 days in between doing that again, because it can dehydrate you, you know. But that's a great way to release and neutralize your energy. So fellas too, soak them balls, my dude. Take a bath. Baths are wonderful. They're like warm hugs. Who the hell can hug you from head to toe all at the same time? The warm water in a bathtub. Oh my God. Anyway, so solar plexus chakra. Oh, this wasn't in focus the entire time. It was blurry. So, affirmations for the solar plexus. You can create your own too. They're I can statements. But you know. Sorry, y'all. Wait, is this still hot? Sorry, I almost fell asleep drinking that. I really like drinking warm water. Okay. Hot water. Sexy water. All right. Affirmations. I can do anything I put my mind to. You can, you will, and did, and do, okay? I can do anything I put my mind to. I can and will put myself first. I can accomplish my goals. I can live my dreams. I can make my dreams my reality. I can maintain my boundaries. I can maintain my boundaries. I can be proud of myself. I am an unlimited energy source. I can recharge myself anytime I want to. I can recreate myself as many times as I need to maintain my peace. I can recreate myself as many times as necessary to maintain my peace. Okay? I even said it more effective the second time. Sorry, I don't know why I'm hearing this cash money because for the 992,000. I just seen that. I just looked at the dollar sign on my eye. I'm so sorry. I'm getting my happy back. Yay. Okay. I can manifest whatever I want or need into or out of my life. I can manifest whatever I want or need to into or out of my life. I can show appreciation of wisdom through patience and acceptance. I can and will get through this. You will. And did and do. I can win the battle. This battle is not yours. I can win every war. Whenever I feel powerless, I remind myself of all of my accomplishments. Every day I acknowledge my strengths. I am confident. I am courageous no matter what. The truth of my heart is in all that I do. And I'm going to just repeat that. I can do anything I put my mind to. I can and will put myself first. I accomplish my goals. I can live my dreams. I can make my dreams my reality. I can maintain my boundaries. I can be proud of myself. I am an unlimited energy source. I can recharge myself anytime I want. I can recreate myself as many times as I need to maintain my peace. I can manifest whatever I want or need into or out of my life. I can show appreciation of wisdom through patience and acceptance. I can and will get through this. I can win the battle. I can win every war. Whenever I feel powerless, I remind myself of all my accomplishments. Every day, I acknowledge my strengths. I am confident. I am courageous no matter what. The truth of my heart is in all that I do. So, that is all I have for you guys for the solar plexus. I didn't get deep and down into as much of like how it connects to anatomy and physiology. Really, I didn't really get deep into the teaching and everything because honestly I need this release more than y'all know. I knew these last 3 chakras was going to be the hardest. I just didn't know it was going to take me so long to get through it. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that tunes into this process to hear my story. And I hope that this has been helpful for you. Most definitely, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Subscribe if you fuck with me. Boo gang, okay. But subscribe if you enjoy the content. You are definitely most welcome to leave any feedback in the comments. I definitely encourage that. I just want to say, thank you for energetically donating. I've heard that before, but for real, thank you for taking some of your time to enjoy a space of mine. I really appreciate you all, and I look forward to seeing you next time. So as always, have a powerful day, boo.